washed up on the shore of Texas City. Didn't know for sure where for sure just where I was. Spied a sign that read Texas City, and gathered from the sign that's where I was. While I walked around the streets of Texas City, still dazed and mighty soggy from the wreck. And there's one thing I learned about Texas City. At Texas City, folks can get upset. Well, I swear I meant no harm to Texas City, but remember what I said about its folks. Just loading up my boat in Texas City, how was I to guess that it'd explode? We came by rail down to Texas City, ammonium nitrate from mile away. Put on the SS Grand Camp in Texas City. Then Texas City heat came out to play. Yeah, the sun was coming up in Texas City, and as it did, the hole began, yes, it began to bulge. And remember all them folks from Texas City, it was quite the sight, and they came out in droves. Was then I thought I'd best leave Texas City and hopped into the Gulf of Mexico. Whoa. I swam with all my might from Texas City. I knew it wouldn't be long before she'd blow. Well, the Grand Camp had her fill of Texas City, 'cause she aimed her sights at the old Monsanto plant. Then a chain of fire spread through Texas City, and damn near almost wiped it off the map. By then I was 8 miles from Texas City. That Gulf was fixing to boil me alive. If I ever was to get back to Texas City, I knew there was just one way I'd survive. So I took a deep breath and prepared myself for what was bound to be one of the great undersea adventures of the 20th century. Seeing that the century was only halfway up and not knowing what was in store for the latter half, I knew I had to make it good enough to withstand the test of time. So I plugged my nose with 2 snails I found drifting in the current on a piece of 6-year-old newspaper telling the woes of the Pearl Harbor attack. Now looking back, I could have spent less time reading the article and more time avoiding the fiery death that was fast approaching from the north. But seeing as I had been out to sea for the past 9.5 years without the chance to do a lot of newspaper reading, I found myself utterly hooked on this unknown to me but seemingly important, judging by the size of the headline, historical event. Well, last I finished what was left of the page, and with the snails shelved in place, I headed for the murky depths. Everything gets a little fuzzy from this point on. It could be because of the murkiness of the depths, or the oxygen deprivation, or the fact that my memory never has been all that great. Something I attribute to the various concussions inflicted upon me by a malfunctioning upper bump during my time at sea. I paddled my way deeper, and sure enough, the water around me began to get cooler. And this in itself was such a nice feeling that I momentarily forgot about holding my breath, sucked in a few gulps of water before coming to the conclusion that this was not, in fact, a practice in which I wished to be engaged. So I coughed up what I could of the liquid, but you can only cough so many times without a source of air to fuel any additional coughs that you might need to clear out the remainder of the water that may or may not be trapped within your lungs. In my case, it was May. And I mentioned my recollection was fuzzy. And at this point it gets more fuzzy still. In fact, I can't remember another detail about it. until I washed up on the shore of Texas City. And it wasn't long till I was let downtown. A jury of my peers in Texas City. I string him up and never cut him down. I took one last look at Texas City and took a look at the jury of my peers and just my lucky guards in Texas City.